สวัสดีค่ะ Welcome to Hot Thai Kitchen. Today we are making the ultimate Thai street food. Okay, this stuff, it's cheap, it's everywhere on the street, it's a very popular grab and go kind of breakfast, but most importantly, it's the best thing I've ever had on a stick. So we are making mu ping. Mu is pork and ping means to grill. So it's simply just grilled pork skewers, but it's the marinade that's totally gonna blow you away. So here is what you will need. So for the marinade, you can blend everything in a blender if you want, but I'm gonna do it old school. So we're gonna start with garlic and cilantro roots, all the peppercorns, pound that into a very, very fine paste. It's not as fine as I'd like it to be just yet, but I'm gonna add my sugar, palm sugar, and pound it until the sugar is dissolved and it's completely fine. So now it's quite fine. All the sugar and everything is quite fine. Okay, it's gonna be wet just because the sugar has dissolved. And then we're gonna use this as our mixing bowl and just add all the other ingredients in. Our oyster sauce, black soy sauce. Black soy sauce I've used in several different things, but it's not a very salty sauce. It's a little bit sweet, a little bit salty, but mostly it's to give a really nice dark color for our pork. Soy sauce, a little bit of oil to help lubricate and distribute all that, dissolve all that flavor molecules. Coconut milk is gonna add nice flavor and richness, and also some water. So this is gonna be kind of like, in a way, it's like a half marinade, a half brine. So the pork, as it marinates, it'll absorb all that liquid and become plump and juicy. And when we go to grill it, it won't dry out. So just give it a good stir. And then we're just gonna set it aside until we're ready to use it. So the cut of pork that I prefer for this is pork collar butt, which is kind of like the back of their neck because it's got really nice flavor and it's got lots of fat, which is what we need when we go to skewer and grill it, because it's a very dry heat treatment that these things are gonna get. So if you use really lean pork like pork loin or tenderloin, it's not gonna be juicy, it's gonna be dry. So when you look, you want to find first the direction of the grain, and you make sure you make the slices against the direction of the grain. So all our pork is cut, and now we are just gonna pour our marinade all over it. Yeah. Gosh, this is like a workout. Okay, and then you want to give it a really good stir. So once it's all mixed in, you want to let it marinate in the fridge overnight or at least 8 hours. So if you do it in the morning, you can skewer them at nighttime if you want. If you're in a rush and you didn't plan ahead of time, minimum of 3 hours. Okay, you really want to give time for the marinade and the liquid in the marinade particularly to fully penetrate the pork, plump it up, juice it up, and the flavor can go all the way through the piece of the pork and not just the outside. Okay, so a little planning ahead will do you good. Okay, so the pork has been marinating and now it's time to skewer them. So the skewers, very important that you soak them overnight in water so when you go to grill them, they don't burn on you and break. So I usually just soak them at the same time as when I start doing the pork. Okay, so before we skewer, we're going to add a little bit of cornstarch. You can also use tapioca starch. And the reason why we're doing that is because the cornstarch will act like a very thin, almost invisible batter, okay? So when we go to cook it, the cornstarch will create a seal that helps prevent the pork from being dry and create a really nice mouthfeel. I've done this before in one of the videos using the same technique. My Radna videos, if some of you remember, where I use tapioca starch in the pork marinade before we drop the pork into the sauce. The same thing. The starch seals the pork and keep it moist and tender. Trust me, it makes quite a difference. So now that we've got it all mixed up, ooh, it's cold, we're gonna skewer. So once you've got one skewer, you want to lay it flat on a tray and lay it so that the pieces are sort of like laying on top of each other like this. And then when we go to grill it, it'll be sort of one nice long piece if you do that. So same thing with our next skewer. And then you want to keep going and pack them so they're really tight next to each other, and that'll help sort of shape the skewer so they're nice and uniform in shape. And at this point, you can grill them right away, but I find that the skewers end up looking a little nicer if you let them sit on the tray packed like this for several more hours, because it's sort of, you put it in the fridge, it cools down, the cornstarch has time to absorb all that liquid and hold the pieces. So when you go to grill, the pieces are not flopping and flipping everywhere. So my timeline for this might be useful for you, is I start marinating in the morning, okay, of the day before I want to use it. At night, before I go to bed, I have had all day to marinate, I skewer them. And then I let them sit in the fridge on the skewer so that they have time to set. And then the next day, all I have to do is grill them. So that timeline really works for me. It might work for you as well. So I'm just going to keep going. So it's grilling time. It's cold-ish today, but that's okay. We're gonna make it work. Medium, high to medium heat. These are very thin, but depends on your barbecue. If it's a weak barbecue, crank it up. If it's a strong barbecue, you don't want to go too high because there's sugar in the marinade, so it can burn easily. So off we go. So we're about to eat this, but always, always, always serve mu ping with some sticky rice. I've got 2 different videos with 3 different ways that show you how to make your own sticky rice, so you can go check that out and choose your preferred method. And let's eat. Salty, a little sweet, so tender and so juicy. Oh my god, you have to try this. And when you do, let me know how it goes, either through Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. If you enjoy the show, please click to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Oh, yes, recipe. You know where the recipe is, hotthaikitchen.com. And I will see you next time for your next delicious Thai meal.